Hi guys, I quickly wanted to share with you a video about something I've been thinking about recently as I've wrapped up my 8th year now running my freelance business, and that self-awareness. It's something that's had a huge impact on my freelance business in the last 12 months, and I just want to take you through some of the things I've experienced over the last 12 months, and hopefully you can see how they might apply to your business and can kind of unlock growth in different ways in your business, but also in the life you're trying to build on the back of your business. So stepping back kind of before the last 12 months, bringing us up to today, my freelance business had reached a point where for about 2 or 3 years, it wasn't exactly growing. So the business wasn't shrinking or struggling, but it definitely hit some sort of plateau. Whether you look at it from a revenue perspective or client growth perspective, there wasn't any forward momentum in the business. So I knew something had to change. Didn't exactly know what, but I did make a few changes over the 12 months that followed. And one of the first ones was working with clients and looking more closely at the kind of relationships I had with my clients. So a few client relationships came to an end. Partly that was on me making that call. And in other cases, it was the clients actually making decisions to move away from me. And the key factor for me here was shifting from feeling like basically a client relationship it just is what it is and you can't do a lot about it. That's just the nature of business. They might not all be energizing and positive and uplifting, but that's just how it is. And I shifted my thinking around that and began to realize that I can actually choose who to work with, and the clients can choose kind of positive, well-aligned people that they want to work with as well. And that's a great thing. So my focus is now very much on working with clients where we're completely aligned around the ways we want to work, the type of businesses we're both trying to build, and how we can meet together to actually make that happen, not just for one of us, but for both of us. The second thing I did was lean in really to what has been my long-term goal of building a really profitable and sustainable solo business as a solopreneur. So I've kind of put a lot of pressure on myself over the last few years to feel as though I should maybe be growing my business in a more traditional way. So quite often outwardly, you look at companies that are successful and you assume they're successful because they've got staff or because they've got an office or they've got a ton of clients or whatever else it might be. But that's not for everybody, and I've kind of come to terms with the fact that isn't actually something I want. I don't want the team or the office. I do want to build a solo business and have really kind of positive and enriching relationships directly in that business. Maybe not with employees, but certainly with like other colleagues and collaborators and with my clients. So I started leaning into that a lot more in the last 12 months rather than resisting it and feeling like I should be growing the business in maybe a more traditional way. Something else I did was focus on spending more time with peers. So occasionally I'd go to networking events in the past and I'd meet other people doing similar things to me, but I didn't really actively go out and seek this, and I didn't allocate time to it in my diary. It was kind of an afterthought. What I've started doing now is having regular meetings every week with other people who are like-minded and in a similar position in their businesses, and just listening to them and learning from what they have to say, what their experiences are. And that's been completely transformative for me, not just in terms of what you learn, but the opportunity to get to share your own experiences and help other people along the way. Feels great for a start, but it also somehow makes you clarify your own thinking around your objectives and your business. And then the final thing was probably the most important of all of these, which was really understanding that the business I'm building is designed or should be designed to create a life that I want, and prioritizing the relationships you have outside of work with my wife and with my children and other family and friends has really become the objective and the focus of the business, rather than it being something that happens outside of the business. So it's not two different things going on there. They're kind of completely entwined, and the business needs to serve those relationships and kind of support them and create space for them, not the other way around. So all that happened in a 12-month period, and it was a big change for me. And the amazing thing about it from one perspective was that for the first time in 3 years, my business saw significant growth in terms of revenue. So the business actually grew 20%. But the irony is it was the first year where I'd not aggressively gone after a revenue goal in the business. I wasn't trying to just solely grow the revenue and kind of grind and hustle my way to that. I was focusing on something altogether different. But the end result was kind of exactly what I'd always hoped for in the business over the previous few years. And that's very much now just my focus. It's maintaining a level of awareness of what I want from the relationships I have with my clients, with my peers, with my family, and with myself, and making sure they're positive, enriching, and energizing relationships. And I think if we can do that and you can focus on that and you can make that happen, then a lot of the things that we struggle with in our business kind of just take care of themselves and they fall into place. And the fulfillment and meaning we get from the work we do just goes through the roof compared to when we're just solely going after kind of outward expressions of what we think is success, whether that just be number of clients, number of employees, revenue targets, all the usual stuff. That's been my objective over the last 12 months. It's been transformative for me, and it's the way I'm going to be doing things going forward. And hopefully there's something in that you can maybe take from there and apply in your own business and start moving towards a type of business and a lifestyle on the back of that business that is something that you really do want. So yeah, hope that helps. Okay, cheers guys. Bye now.